Welcome back to the Unsolved. The Unsolved examines the case of the gruesome and horrific murder of 19-year-old Jessica Chambers. At 8:10 p.m. on December 6, 2014, 19-year-old Jessica Chambers was found burning next to her car, which was also on fire. She suffered burns on all of her body. A flammable liquid had been poured on her body, down her throat, and up her nose. Early the next morning, she died as a result of her injuries. Jessica's car keys were later found along a road near the crime scene. Her cell phone was examined by authorities in order to determine her movements on the day of the murder. They determined that she had spent the morning with two friends. She later went to her mother's house where she took a nap. Later in the afternoon, she left after receiving a text from someone. She told her mother that she was going to get something to eat and clean out her car. At around 5:30 p.m., she went to a gas station about a mile and a half from where her body was found. This was the last time she was seen alive. As she was being treated by first responders, she allegedly said that someone named Eric or Derek attacked her. However, no suspects were found with that name. Nearly everyone from the area with those names was questioned, but they were all ruled out. Her boyfriend was also questioned and ruled out as he was in jail at the time.
A 19-year-old woman doused in lighter fluid and then set on fire. Her family distraught as investigators try to put the tragedy aside and find the people responsible. WMC Action News 5's Lauren Squires has the story.
The burned car is being stored here at the Panola County Jail in this lot, the car with the blue tarp over the top. It will be used as evidence when someone is arrested. Meantime, friends and family are still trying to cope with the loss of 19-year-old Jessica Chambers. Charred grass, tire marks, and crime tape lined the road in Cortland, Mississippi Sunday afternoon.
She was a good girl, she was.
The aftermath of a deadly scene Saturday night after Panola County deputies were called to a burning car. They found 19-year-old Jessica Chambers burned too. She was taken to Regional 1 in Memphis, where she later died. The Panola County DA confirms that Chambers' father was an employee in the sheriff's department. Sunday afternoon, her uncle stopped by the scene shortly after investigators left. He and so many others are still trying to understand what happened.
But I had to see it.
He was relatively speechless and says family members are having a hard time. According to investigators, Chambers may have been doused in gasoline and then set on fire. These are photos of her car after it was towed from the scene.
People do bad things to good people.
Meantime, people who live in the small communities of Panola County are still trying to understand what happened and why.
It's shocking. I never dreamed anything like that would happen around here.
I don't know how to process it, really, to tell you the truth.
All the while, hoping and praying investigators find out who committed this horrible crime.
They don't gotta get them.
Whoever did this will get caught, and they'll go to jail for it.
No one has been officially charged in this case so far, but they are treating it as a homicide case, and we can expect much more come Monday morning.
A CCTV footage from the station suggested that there was someone along with her in her car at the time, but the video would not show who was accompanying her. It was the last time she was seen alive. Friends of Chambers told authorities about Quinton Tellis. He had allegedly been dating Chambers for a few weeks before her death. When authorities cross-checked his phone records with Chambers, they found out that he was the last person whom Chambers texted before her death. Tellis, throughout the course of the investigation, changed his story several times. He initially claimed to have met Chambers in the morning. However, location data from their phones showed they two were together until around 7:30 p.m. He had reportedly traveled to and from Batesville with Chambers at the same time. Tellis later told the authorities that he was with her until 7 p.m. and that a friend picked him up that night. But his alibi was disproven after the friend said he was at a football game in Nashville that night. When Tellis was asked of the discrepancies in his account, he claimed that he and Chambers went to his house and sat in his driveway and that she later left at 7 p.m. Her cell phone data, however, suggested that she left at 7:30 p.m. Police concluded that it was very unlikely for Chambers to have encountered someone else from Tellis' home to the spot she was discovered at within 30 minutes. A sample of Tellis' DNA also matched the one taken from Chambers' car keys.
It is time to tell the truth. The evidence that we've amassed during the course of this case, I feel extremely good about. And the decisions that you make from here on forward have the potential to affect the rest of your life. I have no reason to let you know that the God honest truth. I'll tell the truth.
You'd rather go to court. You'd rather go to court and let the jury decide.
I told the truth. Ain't killed us. It ain't even on my heart to kill nobody.
When they try you for killing Jessica Chambers, the death penalty is going to be on the table.
You can kill Jessica.
Jessica's trial included testimony from multiple first responders, who described in horrifying detail how Jessica Chambers was burned beyond recognition when she stumbled out of the woods after being set on fire.
Can you state your name for the record?
Cole Haley.
Mr. Haley, on December the 6th of 2014, at 8:12 p.m., you responded to a car fire.
Yes, sir. When I arrived, I pulled on up to where the car was on fire.
Did you know Jessica Chambers?
I knew her. We weren't, friends or anything, but I knew her.
When you first arrived on the scene, did you recognize this person?
No, sir, I did not.
What was this person wearing?
When I seen her, she had nothing on but her pants. I got out and I got a blanket and she had her arms out, was coming towards me, saying, "Help me, help me, help me."
Cole, I want you to describe for this jury, what did she look like? What was the condition of Jessica Chambers?
Her hair was fried out like she had stuck it in a light socket. And she had black all over her face. Her body was severely burned. And I wrapped a blanket around her to conceal her. She reached out for my hand. I held on to her hand, and her mouth, inside her mouth was just charred black. And when I asked her name, she said Jessica Chambers, and she was not recognizable to me. I know what Jessica Chambers looked like. Knowing this is Cortland, I said, "This is Jessica Chambers, not Chambers."
In all your years of being a firefighter, have you ever seen anything like this?
No, sir, and I hope I never see anything like it again.
Who murdered Jessica Chambers? And why? Why would someone go to such drastic measures by setting her on fire? You be the judge. Although prosecutors think they know who her killer is, the case remains unsolved. Please join us for the next episode. of the Unsolved.